If you're new here, I'm Kanita, and if you're already watching this channel, welcome back. Today we are going back to our Steins Gate Zero series. We are going to watch episode 9 today, so let's get to it. Let's go. Okay. Let's see. So, will we go back to our world line? Is this a hospital? Yeah, it is. Was it really like a dream, like he lost consciousness? She did say that kinda you are sleeping. Yeah, even though I did take a little break, I think it was a nice place to take a pause at, because it was right on this cusp of him being kind of in another world line and then going back to his in this episode. And I still remember the previous episode quite well. And now that I think about it, I think there was something said about him dreaming and saying, this is actually a dream and you kind of just have to wake up. So maybe I misunderstood everything, and he didn't really go to another world line because there was no incentive for it to happen. I thought maybe Amadeus could somehow make it happen, right? Because of the possibilities that Clarissa's mind has in it, you know what I mean? And we also saw Clarissa, she kind of helped us a little to process everything that's happening in the world like he came from. But then, yeah, there was this talk of a dream, and now that Ocarine wakes up in a hospital, it seems like, oh, maybe he lost consciousness, and that was all in his head. After all, he has the reading Steiner ability, and maybe his mind itself kind of went to another world line. You know what I mean? Apple juice. I guess he's just trying to casually check the world line he's in. Mhm. And she also collapsed. Interesting. I think encephalitis is only if you are being bitten by. I don't know how it is in English. Well, by an insect, let's say. Oh, you collapsed at the same time. You must be soulmates. Wait, what dream did she have? Did she also somehow experience the other world line in her head? Well, I think it was stated that everyone has kind of capacity for it, right? So maybe she has some of that too. Hmm. But at the same time, there has to be a reason why they collapsed and saw that other world line, right? That's such a cute emote. What? Yeah, I would be a bit scared after someone broke into my room. Yeah. Oh, cute. That reminds me of emotes in Mystic Messenger. The emotes using the characters. I like this little thing she puts in there and so cute. Oh, shucks. Get her to Ferris? Yeah, she was shown to be a very sweet person. So it's no wonder she agreed. Oh. Yeah, hid everyone in safe places somehow. Yeah, if it's someone actually close to Maha, why would they need to kind of break in like this? Well, maybe to kind of get the suspicions of them, but also we have some other suspicious person, as you remember, from the attackers. Shall ask again about Steinsky? Well, it didn't really change. He just saw another option. Pandora's Box, Pandora of Eternal Return. The name of the episode when we already have through. Mm. So that's why they were highlighting the earthquakes. So when I said a natural phenomenon could have caused it, but it was not a natural phenomenon, this earthquake. It grazed him? Well, I don't think she would actually shoot him to death, so. Is it just to scare him? If she needs him actually to change this world line, she wouldn't actually kill him. Well, obviously. He's trying to act like a dad. That's interesting. Durpa? Darpa, okay. So we had CERN as an enemy, but now we have a new one. Could be. Hmm. So not her, but her origin, like where she came from. Yeah, I'm just repeating myself, but if we go to Steins Gate in the end of this series too, it will be just like the end of the original series. So probably that's not going to happen. Or maybe it can. We are just experiencing the other option, but it will get us to the same result. So we don't have enough fuel. So it's not strong enough. Yeah, that's pretty depressing. And also, like, the thought of nuclear war and stuff, I think right now, that feels more real and scary, I think. Yeah, it would be nice if everything was peaceful. She created a mess. Like in the mother's mind, if I can say that. What a pretty laptop. It looks like new. Okay, that was very interesting. Yeah, there's not much that I want to say. Like mostly the thoughts I have already said before, so I think there's no no use in repeating them. And yeah, on the topic of the nuclear war and this stuff, yeah, it does feel more scary and real right now because the war involving Russia is happening right now. Russia has started a war, and even though time machine don't seem to be involved, I'm a bit scared about the nuclear weapons, obviously, because Russian government has gone completely insane. They were criminals and stuff before, but I don't think they went to this level of insanity. And now they are regular forces, as it seems. Yeah, it turned out to not be enough for them to attack the countries and take their lands for themselves. So I'm a bit worried about nuclear weapons actually being used. It is really scary, and the question of nuclear weapons itself. Like, for example, if your country doesn't have them, then they are in a more vulnerable position. They don't have anything to threaten back to their possible invaders and etc. Right? So for example, maybe if Ukraine did have their nuclear weapons, Russia wouldn't be able to invade because Ukraine would be able to kind of threaten back. You have nuclear weapons, but we do have them too. So they're usually used like that. I think to threaten other countries that could attack you, and is some kind of a leverage, right? And at the same time, having nuclear weapons overall, it is how to say it, it's not a good idea to have them at all in the world, right? Because if they are used, the damage will be huge and kind of irreparable, so to say. So it would be nice if nobody had them, but since some parties do, others kind of are forced to have them too, I think, in a way, because otherwise they're becoming very vulnerable without having that threat on their hands. And here in Steins Gate, they are talking, like mentioning the possibility of war, etc. But when you are just talking about this stuff in vague terms, it doesn't really have a big effect on you. And I think if maybe I think Suzuka did go into some details, like she described how her mom has died. So I think that was a good opportunity to show this reality of war to Ocarine, to kind of talk about it and try to influence his decision in this way, because when you're just saying like generally the war happens, like some weapons, nuclear weapons are being used and stuff, people die, it's too like general, it's too vague for people to actually grasp the details, it's hard to feel anything towards vague concepts, but at the same time, Ocarine has experienced very detailed nightmares concerning the people who are actually close to him, the people he knows, and so for him, this that he experienced, that he saw, that he knew, is of course more important than some vague concepts that are going to happen in the future, right? But when we were watching this episode, Suzuha has said, yeah, they have started, I don't know, practicing with nuclear weapons, practicing with time machines and stuff like that. And so when you actually get this information that something is happening, they're doing it, I think it makes it more realistic and more scary and more close, It's not like it will happen in the future, but it has already started happening. So I think that's what I wanted to add, but I think aside from that, that would be it for this episode. So please share your thoughts in the comments down below if you have any. Thank you for watching and see ya!